The average salary for data scientists is over $100,000 per year, and according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of jobs will grow by 35% during the next 10 years, which is much faster than average. Everyone wants to become a data scientist, but how and where do you start? Now, you can do it alone, learn everything by yourself, but it is very difficult, especially to get job ready. Another option that is still pretty difficult but way easier is by taking a bootcamp with mentors, coaching, accountability, and a clear path. Now, I want to clarify that both ways work fine, and bootcamps are certainly not for everyone. I just really want to make that clear because I don't want you to rush into paying for a bootcamp. But in this video, I'll talk about option number 2, and it's sponsored by Springboard, and I'm very excited to review their data science bootcamp. Now, I generally don't partner with bootcamps as I think you can learn for free online. However, Springboard is an exception as they have a fantastic track record of helping people get jobs. Beginners who took this bootcamp have been hired by Amazon, Shopify, Samsung, and many more top companies. And it doesn't take years to complete, it just takes a few months part-time. Now, I also check the reviews online to see what people actually think, because that's what matters the most. And they have 4.6 from over 1,500 students on Course Report, 4.5 from over 500 graduates on Career Karma, and they have another 1,600 reviews on switchup.org with another 4.6 out of 5 stars. They even have a job guarantee, but we'll get to all of that stuff later. Alright, so before anything else, let me just quickly tell you about Springboard. They have boot camps to help you quickly transition into a new job, and in this case to a data scientist job. I always think it's unfair to compare a course to a full degree because you spend years compared to just a few months, but the reason why these bootcamps are so short yet still so valuable is because they focus on the most in-demand skills. Bootcamps can for that reason be really good for people both without a degree, but also with a degree if you just want to boost your skills and become job ready. Now, one of the key features of the Springboard Bootcamp, which we'll talk about later, is that they include a lot of support and access to mentors, coaches, and a full community. Now, their data science bootcamp is approximately 6 months with 15 to 20 hours of study per week, so that you can actually do it part-time if you want to. It is made for people that work or study or do something else, which I think is really nice because taking 6 months off to study can be really difficult, both financially but also just the fact that life comes in between sometimes. Now, it's also worth looking at the numbers, especially as it is a data science bootcamp. According to data from Springboard themselves of past graduates from this bootcamp, they've seen an average salary increase of around $25,000 per year. Now, that is huge, and it might seem a little bit suspicious at first, but many roles in data science offer high salaries, so it's not that surprising. They also have a 12-month job placement rate of 89.2%. This means that about 9 out of 10 people that take this bootcamp have a job in the industry within 12 months of completing it. They also have a job placement program where they actually help you get hired at a company, but we'll talk more about that later as well. Finally, they have around 4,000 students that have enrolled in the bootcamp so far. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because I think it's really important to look at the past experiences and the actual results that people are getting, not just what I'm telling you, because my goal is just to show you the reality and help you decide if it's something for you. Now, let us take a look at the course a little bit more in depth. It is a completely online and flexible learning schedule. Now, the actual course aspect is divided up into 28 mini projects and 3 different capstone projects, and they're basically focusing on doing a lot of projects and teaching you with practical, hands-on approaches instead of just reading materials and watching videos, which I do think is a much better way to learn now that you're doing it actually hands-on. When it comes to the actual curriculum, it covers 18 different topics, which you'll go through over these 6 months. I'm just going to mention them really quickly. First, we have pre-work, where you basically fill up your foundations to make sure that you're at an adequate level. The next topic is what is data science. Then we have problem identification, the Python data science stack, applying the data science method, data wrangling, SQL and databases, really important for all of these data roles. And then we have statistics and exploratory data analysis, then Python statistics in exploratory data analysis, or EDA. Then we actually move over a little bit to machine learning with an overview, and then supervised learning, unsupervised learning, feature engineering, as well as building machine learning applications. Finally, we're back to the lighter stuff, yet still really useful data storytelling. And then you'll be able to specialize in something that you find interesting in. Your 3 different options are a generalist path, so that you learn all sorts of data science skills. You can also focus on the business intelligence part, which is more focusing towards starts using data to help businesses make good decisions. Finally, there's also the third option, which focuses more on machine learning. And then we have projects and career support, which we'll talk more about now. So when it comes to projects, I already mentioned that you'll learn by doing, so you'll do a lot of projects during these 6 months, 28 mini projects and 3 of these major projects to be exact. What this means is that you'll learn something, get an assignment, and then actually do something yourself. Now, more specifically, there are 4 different steps that are listed here on their site. First, you'll identify a business problem. Then you'll do all sorts of stuff with data like acquiring it, wrangling, exploring, and whatever you want to do with it. Finally, you'll use machine learning to make different predictions using your data. And then you'll also try to make the data as useful as possible for the business with storytelling and sharing all of your insights. This is not only good to help you learn, but also to build a solid portfolio that you can show to employers once you graduate from this program. Here you can also see some of the portfolio projects that past students have done. Let us start with the first project by Kristen, who graduated from this program back in 2019. She did a capstone project called Building a Netflix-inspired algorithm for rock climbers. Very specific, and I'm sure that it's something she's pretty interested in, which is also a really good thing because you can actually work on something that you find interesting. Her projects are available here on GitHub, as we can see, with all of the different steps and everything and how she did it. Frank over here did another project on computer translation of ASL fingerspelling. Now, I don't know any of these people, but I can tell you that building a solid project like this is going to look fantastic in your portfolio, and you'll do multiple of them. Now, there is a really important part that we've kind of missed. Let us talk about the mentorship more in depth. So one of the main reasons why you would sign up for a bootcamp compared to an online course is because of the community, the coaching, and those aspects. In this one, you'll have both access to mentors and support during the program, but also after the program. You have the opportunity to connect both in a group setting and also work one-on-one with your data science mentor. Now, I cannot tell you the exact mentor that you'll have, but I can show you some examples of mentors that they work with. Ryan here is a machine learning engineer at Facebook or Meta. Samira is a principal data scientist at Uber, and Eric is a data scientist at Instacart. As a personal side note for me, one of the main things about having mentors can also be both the accountability aspect, but also the networking aspect. Usually, if you're a self-learner, it's not going to be very easy to access people that are working as principal data scientists because they're very, very busy. Sure, you could try to reach out, but it's not certain that you're going to get help from these people. And here you are. I'm not going to spend too much time on the career coaching, but they do offer you resume advice, networking, how to find jobs, negotiation, interview practice, and all that kind of stuff as well. Now we're going to move over to some pros and also some of the downsides of this bootcamp. And first, I want to talk about the fact that yes, it is more expensive than just taking an online course. They do offer some different payment terms, but I would definitely not suggest this if you're in a bad financial situation. I do think that the price is justified because they offer actual mentorship, support, and real accountability, which you don't get in other places, but it's certainly not for everyone. They do also have a job guarantee, which I think is worth mentioning, but you will need a bachelor's degree for the job guarantee to be active, so be aware that there are some requirements you need to fulfill. Now, my conclusion is that this bootcamp and bootcamps in general are definitely not for everyone. If you want the lowest cost, then it's not the best option. But for the right person, this bootcamp can be the difference between landing your dream job and never getting anywhere. If you want the accountability, you want mentors, you want coaching, and you want a clear path to a data scientist job, then I don't think there's any better place than Springboard. Now, I made a deal with Springboard and they're actually giving you $1,000 off if you sign up with the link in the description, and this is a significant discount. So if you want to learn more about that, just check the link out in the description, and whatever you decide to do, I wish you all the best. And now I'll just leave you with some comments from students because I think that's what matters the most, and these ones have been verified as well. Thanks for watching.